What is a great indicator for making big money, catching big moves in the market? Today, we're going to talk about one of those indicators. It's called the ADX, Average Directional Index. A very popular indicator, been around for a long time, but I've got a unique take on it. It's got some weaknesses, and I'm going to show you how I have modified it a bit and the signals that I look for to make it even better than it is traditionally. But first, let's just introduce the indicator to you so you understand the basics, and then we'll get to the secret sauce. All right, so the ADX indicator, it's this black line here, and the bottom line is, see this blue line there? That's at 25. So the idea is that this is measuring not only the trend, but the strength of a trend. And this is why it is good at catching big moves, because it's not only measuring the trend, which is direction, but it's measuring strong trends that really follow through. Okay, go all the way to the moon. Black line, which is the ADX indicator, gets from below to above the 25 line. And sure enough, right at that point, boom, market goes up. Okay, then it puts an exhaustion top and we can get out. As long as it's down here, we want to stay out. We're going to stay out during this whole time. Now, here is, again, where this indicator comes into play. It is a unidirectional indicator, meaning that it is telling us that there is a strong trend when the line gets above 25, but it is not telling us which direction that trend is. So just by looking at it, you might think, oh, when the black line gets above the blue line, then we have an uptrend. No, not necessarily. It's just telling us we have a strong trend, but it's not telling us if it's an uptrend or a downtrend. Trend in this case, boy, it really caught to this strong downtrend. Remember I said how this can make us a lot of money? Megabucks. And that's what the power of this indicator is, to catch big, strong moves to big, strong money. So now you might be thinking, wow, this ADX indicator is a miracle from heaven. Not quite. But it's pretty good, but we can make it better. And I promised you the secret sauce. So here is, first of all, why we need the secret sauce. So the indicator is often lagging, really lagging. And it uses moving averages, and pretty much any indicator that uses moving averages is quite lagging. So here you can see that our trend here is all the way up here, but the ADX doesn't get above 25 until there. So, oh my gosh, this is no bueno. We missed out on pretty much half of the move, maybe even more than half of the move. So you get the extra confirmation, which is good because confirmation can increase your win-loss ratio. But by coming in late, it decreases your risk-reward ratio, namely reducing the reward side of it. And that we don't like. We want the best of both worlds. So here's what I came up with, and here's the secret sauce I promised. I changed the indicator a little bit. And instead of using 25 for our line of demarcation, I'm going to use 20. So that'll make it a little faster. All right, so it brings the line down to 20. So that's one thing. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to, and let me make this a lot more clear for you. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to change the signal a little bit. Here's what we're going to do. So now we have not addressed the fact that we have two other lines on here. So now we're going to do that. So the green line and the red line. Now, these are directional. Now, these are called DMI lines, directional momentum indicator or index. So directional, whereas the ADX did not give us direction, these do. I use green for up, red for down. And so the green one is called DMI plus, and the red one, DMI negative or minus. So here's the signal we're going to look for. And let me actually expand this out and change the scaling so that you can see it better. So right in here, let me make this a little smaller and just show you this area right there. So what we're looking at is we get the ADX line going back up, and it's going back up above 20. Remember, we lowered the line to get an earlier entry. But the problem with that is it can also give you false entries too early. So in order to avoid that, we're now going to add a signal that we need from the green and the red lines, DMI plus and DMI minus. And the signals that we need we need the DMI plus to be angling up, and we need the DMI negative to be angling down. Doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be above or below 20, but we need them to be moving in opposite directions. Remember, the green line is directional up, the red line is directional down. So now we know that we are, and again, just for the signal, we get ADX going above 25. So now we catch it here, and we're able to catch all of that move. So that's the secret sauce. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, by the way, another thing you want to do with this too, you might even be able to catch these a little bit earlier with my market timing indicator. Very rarely do you find anyone who will give you an indicator that actually helps you with time. Most things are about price. Even ADX is about price. So I give away my market entry indicator. I call it my cycle indicator or market timing indicator. And as the word timing indicates, it tells you when to enter your trade. In fact, I use this indicator on every single trade I take. It's always my trigger that I use to get into a trade. And you can get it at indicatorwebinar.com. because I'll give you a little webinar. It's a pre-recorded webinar, about 20, 30 minutes, because I want you to have a tutorial with you. I want you to be empowered, not just give you some indicator blindly. So the indicator is free, by the way, to all my viewers, meaning you. And then you get the free tutorial on how to trade it. So when you go to trade it, you know exactly what you're doing. You can do it intelligently and profitably. And by the way, also, if you have any questions about it, feel free to email me. You'll get my email address at the same time, and I'll be happy to answer any questions about it.